Well, hello, friends. It's Denise here from Denise's Design Creations. How are you? I'm coming to you this evening to make another cute card using the Perched in a Tree bundle. It includes the Perched in a Tree stamp set along with the Aspen Trees dies. I had such fun making this other card that you all have seen already. This is the profile picture on my Facebook business page, and I just loved using the blending brushes to color the leaves, and then using the dies to cut the leaves out, and of course the background die from the Aspen Trees die set. And I've got the branch here from the stamp set as well. And tonight I wanted to bring you another new card, only this time I'm going to be using another one of the images in the stamp set of the little bird. Now, let me just move these things out of the way. And so what I've done is I've got my Early Espresso card base, and I've cut the card base. It measures 5.5 by 8.5 and scored right down the middle so that you end up with an A2 card measuring 4.25 by 5.5. To make the inside insert, you're going to want to cut your paper to being 4 inches by 5.25. That way it will lay right into the inside of the card with a little bit of a framework around it. Now I'm going to take my all-purpose glue, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this. Probably don't even need that much on there, and I'm going to turn it over, and this is going to be on the inside of our card. Now, nobody likes to receive a naked card, as we call it, and so what I've done is I have cut out an extra leaf from the paper that I had colored with my blending brushes in one of my last videos. So we're going to take this, and again, I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the back of the leaf. And then we're going to insert that just right here down below on the bottom corner of the card. That way when the recipient opens it up, there's also a little bit of a decoration on the inside. Okay, so now what I've done, I've cut out my background for my card. Now on this one, I did not use any of the Stampin' Dimensionals to raise it. You can see that it is glued right down to the base of the card. And for today's card, I've actually placed some of the Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of the die cut. And I'm going to just try to quickly take off these dimensional backings here. And that one came off completely. Must not have stuck down too good. So we're going to just take these off. Bear with me just a second. Now this die set is so cute. It can be used throughout the fall. It can be used for Christmas cards. I'm thinking about coming up with a card where I will use the Grassy Grove dies, where it has the deer cutout that I used in one of my previous cards. I think that would look so cute along with this die and have the little deer peeking out from the tree branches. So there we go. I've got my dimensionals on the back, and I'm going to just adhere that right to the front of the card, again centering it and setting that down. And you can kind of, I don't know if you can see that, how it kind of has a little bit of a raised effect so that it has a little bit of dimension to it. Okay, so there's that. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab I've got a scrap piece of paper here that I use to color on, and I'm going to start coloring my pieces. I've got my branch and I've got my bird. And so what I'm going to do is I will start with the branch, and I'm going to use the dark crumb cake Stampin' Blends. And all I'm going to do is just come in here and color in the branch. Now you can use the brush end or you can use the pointy end. Since the branch does have a bit of a wide area, I chose to use the brush. Just color that in. Just a little bit here and down the tip. I really don't need to color in the tip because sometimes I just end up snipping those little branches off because they're going to get hidden anyway behind the other elements of my card. So I've got my branch colored in with my Stampin' Blends. I did miss a little spot, so let me just go back here and color that in. Cut that to the edge. Okay, there we go. Close that up. Close up my glue for a minute. I've got these cute little stands I'm going to be selling for anybody that's interested in them. It's a great way to store your multi-purpose glue in a ready-to-pour position whenever you're crafting. It comes with the stand as well as a pin in case your nozzle on the tip of your multi-glue, your multi-liquid glue, if it gets clogged up. Anyway, going back to the stamps, here we go. We've got the bird, and I'm going to color in. Well, first I'm going to take the light crumb cake. I don't know if you can see that. The markers are all marked with the color, and then if you can see here, there's a fine tip as well as a brush tip. Can you see that there? And so I'm going to take my brush tip, and I'm using the light crumb cake. I'm going to just color in the top of the bird's head just a little bit. Okay, just to give it a little shade of the light brown there. And then I'm going to color in the bird's body using the brush end. Now, when you're coloring with the blending brushes, you don't want to go right onto the line there. You want to go a little bit away from it because the alcohol ink tends to bleed a little bit. And so if you go right to the edge, you're going to end up going over the edge. But if you just go next to the line, you'll see how the ink kind of spreads a little bit. So I'm just coloring the bird's belly here. I'm going to color that in with the light crumb cake. And then I can come back with the dark crumb cake. And using the pointy tip this time, I'm going to just go over I'm going to just dab a little bit on those lines that get stamped with the stamped image. And what you're doing there, these create little shade marks where it gives your stamped image a little bit of dimension. So can you see that? And then I'm going to also color in the bird's eye and the bird's beak with this darker color. Now for his head, I'm going to take this is the light pool party. I'm going to take the brush end and I'm going to go over the previous color just to give it a little bit of a darker shade of brownish blue on there. And then I'm going to use my light pool party and color in the bird's head. There we go. So there we've got the blue on the bird's body. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to take my dark pool party. And just as I did on the bird's belly, I'm going to take my dark pool party and I'm going to just go over these little lines that are on the stamped image here. Can you see that? And it just gives a little bit more dimension to the bird. Now I'm going to take my next color. This is light soft suede, and this is going to go on the bird's wings. Oops, let me get the other one. Let me get the other side. Let me get the brush side. So I've got the brush side, and we're going to just color in the bird's wing here with this darker color. This is this is the soft suede light, the light soft suede, and I'm coloring in the wing here with the lighter color. You always want to start with the lighter color and then you can come back with the darker color. So here is the dark soft suede, and again on the marked spots of the stamp I'm going to just come in and just do real light strokes over the shading marks that are on there. Can you see that? Let me hold that up for you. Can you see that a little better? And then we'll color in the bird's feet course, those are a little darker than the rest of him. And maybe even that beak a little bit more. And a couple more of the dark spots on his wing. So there we go. Isn't that cute? Looks really nice. So now we're going to take our card, and we have our branch. So we're going to take our little Stampin' Dimensionals. These are our mini stamping dimensionals. And I like to use my paper piercer to pick them off. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to place them on the branch. Place a few of them, probably about 3 of them on the branch. There's a third one here. Okay, they come, our Stampin' Dimensionals come in the small size. They come in the regular size, if you can see those there. They also come in black, so if you're using black cardstock on any of your projects, it comes in handy to have the black Stampin' Dimensionals so that they don't, you can't see them from the outside of the card. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our perch right about just a tiny bit below the middle of the card here. I'm going to place that there. And then we've got our bird, and we're going to use the regular Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of the bird. And we can probably get by with 3 of them on the bird. Can you see that? So there's the bird. And 1, 2. It's always good to have fingernails when you're working with the dimensionals. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put the bird. Now, I like to line it up where the one foot looks like it's sitting on the perch and the other foot is kind of grabbing the perch. So we're going to place our bird here. Let's tip him a little bit. There we go. And now the next thing that I have here is what I've done is I've cut out, this is one of the dies that's in the Aspen Trees dies. And what this does, it cuts out little leaves. Now, I had some leftover colored paper from my previous projects, my previous cards that I had made. And there wasn't really quite enough room for the entire die, as you can see here. Let me see if I can show you how it fitted on here. So you can see I didn't really have enough paper that went the full distance of the die, but that's okay because it's kind of an abstract design where I don't really need the whole piece. And you'll see when I put these 2 pieces together, it really won't matter that I didn't have just that little bit on that piece. So it was just a way to conserve my paper and to not have to make a whole nother sheet of paper with the blendabilities and stuff. So nothing goes to waste. So now I'm going to take my mono glue, my multi-adhesive mono glue, and I'm just going to put a couple of little dots on here. You can see. Gotta get it to come out. A little bit here, a little bit there. Just enough for it to be, for it to stick down onto the paper. Now I'm going to place this one at the, I kind of tuck it under the branch that's here and glue that down. And now I have this other piece that I believe it did encompass the whole entire die. This piece did. And this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to cut some of these in half. So bear with me here. Even the little ones are, even the small Stampin' Dimensionals are a little bit too big to fit on the little areas of this particular die cut. So I cut them in half. And this is where the piercing tool comes in very, very handy. It's because it's very easy to pick those little pieces up a whole lot easier with your finger. And because your finger's not touching them, they don't get unsticky. If you handle the stickers, if you handle the dimensionals too much, they won't stick very well once they have your body oil on them. So there we go. We've got the dimensionals on there. And it also comes in handy if you want to use the paper piercing tool to take the backing paper off. So there we go. Sorry about that. It's a little tedious, but it's oh so cute when it's finished. The card is really cute. I love I think I got that off already. 1 second. Yep, I did. I guess the paper came off already. And then we'll get the paper off of this one and we'll be good. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now this next one, we're going to put it upside down and we're going to put it over the other one. So there it looks like it has some of the leaves on the end of the branch there. And then we have our sentiment, wishing you abundant joy and peace. And for that, I am going to use the larger dimensionals on the back. Peel those off. And then I can just place this right here down at the bottom. And there you go. We have our next card made with the Perched in a Tree and Aspen Tree Dies bundle. Very, very cute card. Very quick and easy. Very pretty with the coloring of the Stampin' Blends, as well as the coloration that we did in a previous video of the blending brushes, doing the coloring on some photo paper here. You can see it's a little glossy, and the sentiment there. And on the inside, no naked card. So there you go. Let me just let me move these little pieces out of the way. Get them in the garbage. Get them out of the way. And close up my glue. And then I'm going to show you some of the other cards that I came up with using this particular set. Okay, so here we go. This, again, this is the one that is my profile picture on my page. And this is the card we did tonight. This is the other one that I did before I did one for the video. Okay. Another one I did involved some of the leaves around the sentiment, and another one with the wishing you abundant joy and peace, and just a little bit of raffia tied on there, or twine on there. So there you go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different versions of this card. Also very pretty with the nice fall colors using the blending brushes, as well as coloring with the Stampin' Blends to bring some beautiful cards to you. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions about the techniques, feel free to give me a comment down below and I can answer any questions you might have. Thanks for coming. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.